This Wednesday night, speaking of severe storms, of course, Betsy was with us earlier telling us about the next round that's coming through. She joined us again with an update. What's going on?
Yeah, there is a lot going on, and we're kind of in a lull right now. So we had the thunderstorms earlier today, but now we have another round that's coming as we head through the night. Overnight, 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. This is our next threat. So we have another round of rain. Heavy weather that's going to be coming in. High wind, lightning is going to be a problem with this. We cannot rule out tornadoes, nor can we rule out hail. So right now is a great time to set the settings on your phone, to turn the notifications back on so you can have warnings wake you up in the middle of the night if needed. Specifically tornado warnings and high impact severe thunderstorm warnings. This is the storm system that's doing it. This whole line that is stretching from down into Texas, clear up into portions of Indiana and Illinois. The leftovers of this line will continue to move our direction, and that's when our weather impact alert can really kick off. So we're highlighting after 11 p.m. when the line of storms will be moving our direction. And as far as what we are anticipating, damaging winds, large hail, there is a tornado risk as we mentioned, but heavy rain is also a problem. We had anywhere from 1/2 to 1.5 inches of rain already today. We have this next round coming tonight, and there's even more in the weekend forecast. So we're getting inundated. Now, it all starts with the temperatures, and that's because we've had a warm front that moved through today. Those temperatures are really starting to creep up. We're in the 60s south, and farther north we're in the 50s. All of us will land in the 50s, 60s, even 70 degrees as we head through the rest of the evening. A few scattered showers and rumbles of thunder are ongoing in portions of Stark County, Tuscarawas, and Carroll counties. These are all sub-severe. But as mentioned, the line to the west of us is really the star of the show tonight. This is an intense line of storms that actually has improving storm conditions to go into as we head through the night. That's why we have all of these nasty warnings. Where you see the black box, that's confirmed and on the ground. We also have high intensity severe thunderstorm warnings that are down into Arkansas. And remember, this is where the energy is right now, but it's always moving, and we have a very fast flow at 5,000 feet, and that is going to continue just to propel all of this energy our direction. We call it storm fuel, the convective available potential energy, also known as CAPE for the weather nerds out there. And you can see we've got tons of energy for these thunderstorms to feed off of to our southwest. But as we head through the night, even though the CAPE will be fading, the thunderstorms are going to be doing their thing, and we will be receiving what's left of those. So the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center highlighted the areas of the Mississippi River Valley as having high risk for high impact weather. And you can see the risks start to diminish somewhat as we get into Ohio, but it's not over. And that's the thing. There are still a lot of uncertainties as to how these storms will unfold tonight. So I mentioned that the tornado threat is non-zero. When we start to get these hash marks in, now this is more of the detailed information from the Storm Prediction Center when we talk about specific impacts. Non-zero here in Ohio, and you can see western Ohio is actually favored, has a little bit higher risk for tornadoes than we do here in northeast Ohio. Hail is not as much of a risk for us. It's possible, but the wind risk, look how close this is. This is really impinging on us, and so the big question is, will the storms be able to die back before they get here? So tonight's storms, we're really honing in on the high wind gusts as a likelihood, with spin-up tornadoes possible, not likely, but possible. Very heavy rain is expected, and again, we have a lot more heavy rain in the forecast. I'm going to show you the HRRR forecast, the high-res rapid refresh forecast. It's one of the forecast models we have available to us in your National Designer hour-by-hour forecast. Stop the clock at 11:30 p.m. We're still sitting pretty, no problems, but the line is coming, and as the line comes in, we're probably going to get a big hit of high wind. As these storms begin to decay, we'll get more gusty winds that come out of this, as well as the very heavy rain. We may have some hail. It's not all done, because through the early morning, there's an extra little kick of energy that's going to come through. But the good news is by 5 a.m., the worst of the weather will be out of here. This is 7:30 a.m., and as you can see tomorrow, other than a few showers, I think we're actually going to have a pretty nice day. So don't get too caught up in how tomorrow is going to be a really bad day for us. I think the big action is happening tonight. Here's your Union Home Mortgage forecast. We will back it down into the 50s on Friday with a few showers around. The heavy rain threat comes back with a vengeance this weekend. We are talking about flood potential. So that is something we're really going to be honing in on. We're likely to declare weather impact alerts for the weekend starting tomorrow. And all of that is ahead of colder air for next week. We'll be right back.